Somber scenes seen all over the country as we all hope and pray for Buffalo Bills safety. Damar Hamlin, who collapsed during the Bills-Bengals game last night. Medical personnel finally got to him to administer CPR before he was taken to the hospital, listed in critical condition. Now, if you saw that play, you already know that Damar made the tackle. He stood up for a moment, and then he collapsed.
Yeah, it was a terrifying moment. And if you're a mom or dad with a little one who loves playing the sport, no doubt this situation has you quite rattled. We are back with Tidal Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Chris Snyder. And obviously, you can't say exactly what happened here, but can you provide some insight on what you've heard so far?
Yeah, I was actually watching it live. I was shocked. Been watching football for 50 years, and it was something you don't typically see in an NFL setting. So it was a unique play. It wasn't unlike many other plays they have. So probably a circumstance of bad timing. But apparently it looks like he was hit in the chest,
right,
which happens on every play. So it's a timing. Now, what was going on physiologically with him internally, we don't know. You know, there's chemistries, there's all sorts of congenital problems. There's a lot of things that doctors are looking at right now, trying to figure out why. Good news is the medical team was right there. As I watched them go in, I could see in the doctor's eyes his panic, but then they go into action and do their thing. So one of the worst and most dangerous things in a scenario like this is not having oxygen to your brain. So, and that's where you get those, it's called an anoxic encephalopathy, where your brain can die. So luckily he was intervened with right there. The medical team was on him and got him supported. So we'll have to see as coming days go forward as actually what happened. You know, honestly, this is kind of a fluke. These things are very rare.
Yeah, I was going to say it seemed like a one in a bajillion shot because, like you said, people get tackled like this all the time. Could it have? There was some conjecture about it being a timing thing with his heartbeat. Yeah,
most likely when people have a injury to the chest, even in car accidents, we see it a lot. They can get what's called a heart contusion or a bruised heart. That trauma or that at point in time depends on when the beats are. It can create an electrical absence. The heart's run by electricity, so when you lose the electricity in your heart, it doesn't pump. Right. When he stood up, he did something called syncopized. He passed out. So you could see he stood up, was woozy, and then boop, dropped down. Lost his blood pressure, probably his heart rate went away, and he probably had what's called an arrhythmia or an irregular heart. What it caused or may have actually stopped. But again, the rapid institution, they used an AED to revive him and those things, and they put him on oxygen breather. So those things are very helpful. And you know, early on, there's a lot of people we have witnessed arrests in the field all the time, and that's the first thing EMS does too once they get to it. So it was well managed, but again, it's just very unfortunate. And until they know the actual cause of it, which may never be known, because sometimes there are things that just happen. And it may have been just a coincidence he got hit right at the right moment or the wrong moment in this case.
Wow.
Obviously, parents watching this, you know, kids psyched for football. I mean, you know, it has to make you think twice about whether you want your child to play the sport. What do you say to that?
You know, there's risk with anything, sports. I've seen baseball, basketball injuries, catastrophic. So again, this was a timing issue. This was rare. I don't think this is something, in fact, 50 years, I've never seen that in an NFL game. These are your top athletes in the world. To have that kind of event occur, there's probably something else going on there. So, you know, again, keeping up with your PCP, making sure your kids are healthy. The violence of the NFL is unbelievable. I worked in the NFL for 2 seasons, so I can tell you as a team doctor, hearing the hits, and I played college football, whole nother level of intensity and the violent hits that those guys take. We're blessed to know that they're actually doing something about it too, by the way, especially with the concussion protocols they have out there. So.
Wow. Tidal Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Chris Snyder, thank you so much for coming in today.